Hi, my name is Noshad, some of you guys know me as Shubham, and this is my Spurs video podcast. We'll talk about the Sunderland game and a little bit about why Harry's apparent scroogeness. First of all, 4 games, 14 days, I think that explains Harry's scroogeness. You know, we've got a lot of games to play. We're at, I suppose it's the halfway mark of the season, and I'm not saying that this will define our season or anything, but we always talk about how good our squad is, how deep our squad is. Well, this will show how deep our squad is. We've all spoke about how if we do get in the Champions League, will Harry have to show his squad rotation skills. Well, again, this will show it. It's kind of like a very good microcosm, and really, I don't think it will be sink or swim. And definitely, if we lose any of these games, it won't be a disaster. But you know, every game does count. You know, you have to win these what I call the easier games: Sunderland, Norwich, Swansea, and West Brom, which aren't easy because these games, these teams are all not fighting for their lives. Sunderland aren't, neither are Norwich, neither are Swansea. But it's very easy to get caught up in the relegation pile, and you lose different games, you lose confidence, and just as easily, just as if you win your games, it builds confidence. I think the reason we had that incredible run was that we had so much confidence going through us. I think that's really why Harry is saying, you know, obviously we've lost against Stoke, and say what you want about bad decisions, say what you want about many things, and how these things even themselves out, blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, we lost, and I think, I'm not saying we were complacent, but Harry, I think, did notice that we were slow to get out of the blocks, and unlike them, which is unlike us in a way, when we do start off very, very quickly. You know, look at us against Liverpool, against Fulham, against QPR. The thing we've had is that we've taken our foot off the brake, and I think it is game of two halves. We have to go out and blast the crap out of our opponents in the first half. Second half, go out and blast them even more. I think Harry's recognised that, and I think this is his way of saying to a lot of the Spurs players that yes, your abilities are good, and yes, you know, I do want you to believe in yourself, but don't go thinking you can just win games just for the sake of turning up. I think, I'm not saying we were guilty of thinking that against Stoke, but I think if there was any complacency, Stoke, you know, has kind of extinct, you know, has definitely washed out that fire, and I think Harry's trying to pour any water over the embers. Obviously, with the ball being suspended, that makes things difficult, and obviously King, we probably wanted to play more likely against, say, Chelsea, you know, against a rejuvenated Drogba. I think for that reason, I think he'll probably play Gallas and Basson, you know, and then it'll be a standard, you know, Brad in goal, you know, Kyle Walker, Benny Asakoto at left back, Stan in midfield, Lennon, Parker, Luca, Gareth Bale, Rafa just behind Adebayor. I think that's the way we will play. I think, you know, Sunderland are a footballing side, but I don't see where the goals are going to be coming from. Yeah, they're without Gian, they've lost Welbeck, they've lost Ben, and I think that's one of the main reasons they have had trouble winning games, because they just cannot score goals. Yes, they got good players in the likes of O'Shea and Wes Brown, but in essence, they have to, you know, those are players that basically were not Man United rejects, but Harry, you know, when Alex Ferguson said, "I'm rebuilding Man United," he said, you know, these players I can kind of do without, or I don't really need as part of my next project. I think a 2-0 win that's predicted by Mark Lawrenson is a very fair assessment, but at the same time, I'm not taking something for granted. Larson's dangerous, Kieran Richardson's a dangerous player, Bentner, while not being a prolific scorer, he can hurt us, and how, you know, the irony of him being on loan from Arsenal is just, you know, too delicious an irony, I guess. Oh, I think Seb Larson, I think, is a former Arsenal player, if memory serves me. So I think it's something we have to. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a real, you know, banana skin, and we have to be very, very careful. That being said, I think we can get, and if we can get a goal lead, I think it will be another Villa situation, because depending on how any of the types of players does he to part of the bus, try and get a point and get a bit of confidence. Oh look, you got a point out at Tottenham, you know, Liverpool don't get that, low teams don't get that, or you can try and win this game. I think if he tries to go for the point, I think he increases his chance of losing, because essentially we will attack without abandon, you know, and we'll lay down the siege, and if we just get one goal in, that's it. They have to come out, and then it's like curtains for them. We can just pick them off always well, and we'll play our counter game, which I think is our strongest point. Although, and people say, why is Harry being so Scrooge? Like, I think one of the reasons, in my opinion anyway, is that obviously he's been linked to the England job. I think he most likely, I think he'll turn down the England. I think he wants to be asked to have the England job, be asked to be offered the England job, and then say, look, I'm happy with Tottenham. I've got something building here. I don't want to walk away from it. And I think that's obvious, really. But I think he wants to get the players to say, look, I think in light of the claims like you've had Nico, you've had Van der Vaart saying, look, Van der Vaart said, look, it'll be a huge loss to Spurs if he did go. But obviously, we're a good club and I think we can get a good coach in, but it will be a huge loss. I think Harry has rejuvenated the careers of many. I mean, a good example is Luka Modric. Luka Modric, when he first came, people thought he was too light for the Premiership. He had trouble adjusting. And now, in, 2 seasons? He's one of the best players in the Premiership. And I think last season showed he was one of the best players. In my mind, I think he was our player of the season last season. Which is why Chelsea went from. He's such a good player. And I think even now, even despite the Chelsea unsettling rumours and stuff like that, I think he's the second best player in the Premiership after David Silva. I think that's how good he is. I think Harry wants to see that desire come from who are basically these guys who are very professional athletes. And if you are that, being a professional athlete involves a sacrifice. And if you want to sacrifice, I mean, I'll give it. Two of my mates, Debs and Mark Thompson, come all the way down from Oldham just for the game. They went to Dublin. They are huge Spurs fans, and they who I'll give my shout out to. I'm gonna give some other websites a good pop. Jim Dugan, who runs topspurs.com, a very, very good site. THFC 1882, it's Vital Football. They do some rigorous Spurs articles, although there's a strange thing about people wanting to post first on there. I still don't get that. Obviously, the 2 sites I message boards I frequently post on, spursfrom.co.uk and spursodyssey.com. So, really good sites. I definitely suggest you check them out. And definitely, hopefully, we'll get a 2-0 win. And I don't really, in terms of scorers, I have no, because I think one of the reasons we are doing so well is our goals can come from wherever. Obviously Adebayo scored last week, but that was due to an amazing run by Luka Modric. And who knows, we could have got Kabul could have had a goal if it wasn't for Ryan Shaw across his arm. Adebayo could have had another goal if it wasn't for any competent linesman. It is what it is. I still think we can win. I think we can win 2-0. I think it's a comfortable, 2-0 result to us. And I'm hoping, obviously we go into that Chelsea game on Thursday. It's going to be a massive tie. If we can go in having beaten Sunderland, because I think Wigan will get absolutely spanked the shit out of by Chelsea. We go into that game. I'm not saying it decides who will. Obviously, you would say who will get third for obvious reasons, but going forward, this will be psychologically a huge thing for you. If you go in and we play against Chelsea and we beat Chelsea, not only just do we beat Chelsea on papers and do get the victory, but we actually beat Chelsea. We're better in every department. First of all, that will give us such incredible belief around and that will propel us, I think. And secondly, I think there is, if you notice that there was signs of dissent. I mean, against Man City, they were playing the high line. They went down a goal. They decided, oh, screw this, we're going to play our own way. They dropped down a bit deeper. And I'm not saying that's mutinous against the Spurs, but I think the questions will get asked. I mean, it's incredible. Last week, they were all slating him. Now he's like the Messiah again, which is the way football is. But I just think that is just a bandit. I think, yes, you can get, look, I'm not going to dispute getting a victory over Chelsea over Man City. It's a huge result, suggesting how good Man City are right now. But I don't know. It's something. First of all, they were a man down. It's just something that doesn't seem right about Man City. I think their confidence is a bit shot. I mean, obviously having been eliminated from Europe, and I just think there's something. I don't know. I just think if you can get at Chelsea, as has been shown by Liverpool, get at them, play at them with pace, and incredibly, really good pace, great passing, great movement, I think you can really cause Chelsea problems. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Spurs video podcast. and please check out the links, the sites I mentioned to you earlier, and please click on the ad links if they do appear. Please Google, make my ad links appear, and yeah, come on you Spurs.